So in this video, I'm going to go over how to transfer meshes and joint placement from a DNA file to a new model. So to begin with, I'm just going to build a partial rig that is just meshes and joints from our source DNA file. So you should get something that looks like this. I'm going to set the joint look, and I'm also going to unlock the normals and smooth them and then delete history, just because those normals come in a bit strange. And for the time being, I'm just going to hide the joints because we're just interested in the meshes for now. And if we look in the outliner, we have our head, and then we've also got all of these other meshes for the inner mouth and the eyes. And these are all important. We're going to need these to build another metahuman. So for the sake of this demo, I'm just going to duplicate the head and make some changes. So I'm going to first of all move it up here. I'm gonna scale it just by an arbitrary amount. Let's make some changes to the nose, and let's do a little sculpting on the brow. Why not? So there we go. There's our beautiful model. So it's nothing pretty, but it's good enough just to show what's going to happen. So we're going to transfer our meshes from this one to this one. First thing I'm going to do is just click prefix meshes, and that's just going to add this src or source prefix to all our source meshes. And then I'm going to rename this one. So let's say this is a model from a client or a 3D scan, but it's just the head and it's missing the eyes and the teeth. So if we go to transfer, and I'm just going to leave all of these ticked and hit transfer face meshes. So this is going to use a variety of wrap and transform methods. So the eyeballs should be nicely scaled to our eye socket and positioned, and we should have pretty good eye meshes in here and eyelashes. And then the teeth are just wrapped basically to the inner mouth, and the saliva is wrapped to the teeth. So everything should be nicely aligned there. And now with that done, we're ready to transfer our joints. So these, if you need to update any of these names, you can, but I'm going to leave them as is, and I'm going to hit transfer. Okay, that's done. So let's have a look at our joints. There we are. So again, this uses a variety of methods. It's not like just a wrap. It does like closest point in some areas, it averages some areas, it does some like projection to the surface for these joints that are like underneath the skin. So you end up with quite a clean transfer. So I'm just checking that everything is where it should be and we've got no issues. Yeah, we've got our joints matching our weird brow and our big nose and our big chin. So let's say we're happy with this, and we want to output to this DNA path. Down here at the bottom, we're going to update our input DNA with these new joint placements and meshes, and we're going to also calculate the LODs. And so this scale value, what this can do is, in this case, if you have a character that's been scaled up, let's say this is scaled by like 2 or maybe just under 2, you can set this value to whatever you want. Let's say 1.8, and that's going to scale up all of the pose deltas so that the poses match our new scale a bit better. So let's go ahead and click update, and that's going to say this will update this file. and output a new DNA file to this path. Let's click OK. That's going to think about it for a moment. And that is done. So with that output, we can clear our scene, go back to build, change build rig from input to output, and let's go ahead and build a full rig. So this is going to build the DNA file that we just output. Click OK. And then wait a minute. Okay, so that is done. Here's our rig with the new shape and joint placement, and we can start playing with the rig, and it looks like everything is working as expected. Yeah, nice. So the poses look like they've scaled well. Yeah, maybe scaled slightly too much, but if you find that it has done it too much, you can always go back and change that scale value again. Or you can make it even higher if you want to exaggerate the poses. So that's a quick demo on how to do a transfer. And then from this gives you a nice starting point where you can start working on some shapes or bring this back into Unreal Engine.